Good morning. Happy Sunday. I'm back. I'm back at my house, and we are talking about which Pilates barrel is right for you. And I love this question so much because it came about since I'm constantly talking about how you don't have to have a home reformer. I mean, yes, I love a home reformer. I love having a reformer at home. It's really special and exciting for me. But I also believe that, I don't like people getting some sort of cheap reformer that's not going to give them what they need. If it's money that's a problem, we can talk about other pieces of equipment that you can use at home. And then you can go to a studio for the reformer practice you need, right? The Pilates work is a system. There's the mat, there are the barrels, there's the Cadillac, there's the chairs, and there's the reformer. And there's too much, to me, in my opinion, emphasis on reformer Pilates as if it's this like great, amazing thing. The reformer is amazing, but it's the most amazing thing if it's part of a full system. And so you can go to a studio once or twice a week for the reformer. At home, you could have a barrel. So obviously, I'm here with a ladder barrel. I have a small barrel. Brad's grabbing my spine corrector right now. We just got back from tour yesterday, so we have to pull it out of the tour bag. Anyways, before I get into the barrels, I just want to say, if you're interested in our winter tour, make sure you go to opc.me/events. That's plural, opc.me/events, because you can get on the wait list, and that means you're going to hear about when we're opening up ticket sales first for our winter tour. Is going to be our largest tour we've ever done, even bigger than last year's winter tour. That's the goal, at least that's what the plan is. And most importantly, we get to see you. And that's why we do these things. I love that our videos can reach people all over the world. I think it's so, so important. I also love that we can have these opportunities to meet you in real life, because that's where community happens. Okay, so when it comes to choosing a barrel, first of all, ideally, all the barrels have a similar hump to them. So you can see the small barrel and the ladder barrel have basically the same curve here. All this is just something on the floor. So this is by Contrology. I am a Contrology demo center. I do have a discount you can use for Contrology. This piece is not terribly expensive. Yes, it's a few $100s, but compared to a reformer, that a good reformer is over $4,000. It's small. Also, it doesn't take up a lot of space. And if you watched our video on how to store Pilates equipment, you'll see I store mine hanging on a wall. So like literally you could have this in your office. I highly recommend that being there. The spine corrector is a little bit bigger, but not by much. I'm gonna grab this. It's like the price is right. Got to get it off the set. Okay, so this is the spine corrector. The hump is the same that we see on the small barrel and the ladder barrel, but it's got a step to it. So I will say, if you're choosing between one of these barrels, one of the things to note is that if you get the small barrel, you won't be able to do the things that happen inside this little piece right here. If you're looking at my barrels, flashcard deck, you'll see that we have teaser, we have hip circles, we have an ab series, rolling like a ball, open leg rocker. What else? Have side sit ups happens in here. There's just a lot of different things you can do in this space. If you get the small barrel instead, you won't have that access. That being said, you can do everything that happens on top of the barrel and in front of the barrel, right? So you can still your arm series, you can still your leg series, you can still do all the stuff on top of this hump ab series, still use the front of the barrel for that ab series. And so the barrels deck explains how all these work differently and how you can work with them together. The reason to get the small barrel is you either have a really tight thoracic spine, maybe your back can't do big back bends, or you're fun sized. So if that is you, that's where you'll choose this. If you can only get a barrel. Oh, Brad wants to show you one more, the reverse barrel. Hold on. If we're talking about the barrels flashcards, I wish I could show you the barrels flashcards, but they are in the tour bus. So this C shaper is a reverse barrel. So it's like you can see it's basically what's happening here. So it does teach the longest round shape. So if you can get all three barrels, I'm all for three plus a C shaper. I mean, like, my goodness, you're golden. Do you need all of them? Especially if you're not a teacher? No, I don't think so. If you're not a teacher, I would say if you only get one, get the spine corrector. That's going to have the most access and take up the least amount of space. If you can get a ladder barrel, We could talk about so many things. You can't do the leg series that happens on the spine corrector or small barrel on here, but you can do the arm series. You can do some of your favorite reformer stuff like horseback, short box. You can also do grasshopper on here, a handstand on here. There's some great leg stretches on here. So there's just like a host of things you can do on this. So if you can get two, I would say spine corrector and a ladder barrel. If you can get three, then I would get the C shaper. And because again, the small barrel, it's basically more for tighter or more fun size. That being said, if you really like to nerd out on things, and I know people want black and white answers from me, and I rarely give that to you. Um, the small barrel, woo, I almost knocked it over. The small barrel, I, with my hypermobility, like to get on it because it forces me, if I do my leg series on there, my butt kind of hangs off a little bit, and it forces me to hold on to my pelvis in a more advanced way. So that's really fun. But again, if you can only get one, get the spine corrector. Okay, so Brad has brought us the sexy, amazing barrels deck, barrels flashcards. Ah, okay, this is our biggest deck. It has 114 cards in it, exercises in it on all the barrels. It explains the complementary exercises that are in the deck, and then it shows how you can relate them to the mat and reformer. All right. So when you get your barrel, you can get your barrels deck. And you can see I got workouts in here for you. Oh, here, I'm going to bring it closer. Let me bring it to you. I'm closer. That's what Brad's trying to tell me. So here is the flashcard with the exercise. The QR code takes you to the video on how to do it. You can flip it over and it has the setup and action, how to do it, and then the complementary exercises that are in the deck. And then over here, you have the related mat and reformer. I'm like so good. I'm like a QVC person. This information, like a quick tip. Um, it has a quick tip here for you. I don't know my right and my left, Fred. I'm so sorry. You have to. Anyways, it has a quick tip here, and it has related mat reform. It has the reps up here. So really, really helpful if you are wanting to nerd out on a barrel for yourself. Because I do think people are like, I'm going to get the reformer because that's what I'm used to. That's what I've been on. But honestly, I see people doing a lot of things incorrectly on their reformer. If you have a reformer, get a reformer deck, and that way you can make sure you're being safe and you're getting the most out of every exercise. But the barrel that I love the most and I've traveled with is the spine corrector. The one I always miss when I'm traveling is the ladder barrel. And here, look at, oh my gosh. You guys have to see. You guys are gonna be the first because while we were on tour, the accessories deck arrived. So I've only actually seen the accessories deck for 3 weeks. Look at this. Look at this series. Isn't that so pretty? So, anyways, it'll show you each deck explains how it relates to the mat. And then after the reformer, all the decks explain how they relate to the mat reformer. So we have the mat, we have the accessories. That's the newest and last deck we're going to make. We have the reformer, we have the chairs, the Cadillac and Tower, and the barrels. The chairs means it's the Wenda chair, it's the high chair, it is also the armchair. The Cadillac and Tower, if you have a tower, the cards are very clear and easy to figure out which exercises are not related to a tower. It's about like 10 cards. It's not a big deal. And then if you have access to a Cadillac, you can go play with those cards. And then the barrels deck is mostly spine corrector. Ladder barrel is next. And then you have your small barrel and your C shaper. You don't have to have all the things to get the most out of these decks. We actually got to see on tour how someone likes to use them. But yeah, I'm really proud of this whole series. It's really a lot of fun. So if I had to choose one barrel, it would be the spine corrector for you because it takes up the least amount of space. It has the most amount of exercises on it. It's essential to do your arm series every single day. If I could get two, it would be the spine corrector and then ladder barrel. And then three, I would try to add the C shaper. By the way, the C shaper Balance Body makes it's not from the 𝐾𝐁ology line. Um, it's hand sewn. So when you look at the price, you're like, that's so expensive. It is hand sewn. And so that's why. And also, you can see I'm putting it as my third to fourth choice for you because it doesn't have a ton of exercise on it, but it does have effective teaching of the longest round shape, which is why I love it. And then that small barrel, if you don't have a lot of space and you want to get something that's more affordable, then I would get the small barrel because it is going to be the least expensive of all of these. So great questions. Do we have more, Brad? Do you want? Yes, Shields wants a ladder barrel on every floor of her house. Wouldn't that be so great? It's like before you leave any room, you could just back bend over. Our whole lives are bringing us forward, which is another reason why I want everyone to have a barrel in their home of some kind, because you need something that you can back bend over to get your spine to reverse all the technology that we have to do. And my teacher's watching, just because you're not on your tech all the time, you're looking down at reformers and mats. You're on a tech. Like it's the same as a computer. So I agree with you. I think the barrels are under taught in programs and underused in studios. And I, in my mentorship program, which is sold out for 2026, I'm always like, God, should I do the barrels first? Because they're so important. But really, the mat always comes first. And the barrels are just my favorite homework. More questions? Patty, it was good to see you 2 days ago. I'm so glad you like the flashcards, Patty. I I love the cards too. I think it's so fun. I while we were in Salt Lake, we got to see how Ann Cerny uses her cards. It was a lot of fun to see how she uses them. If you're following me on Instagram, you can. I posted my stories and I posted in a video how you use them. So that's really cool. Patty has an older bounce body performer. That's great. Bounce body self lasts forever. What barrel should you get, Patty? Based on knowing you, I think you should get the spine corrector. Um, I think, and then use this front side uh, for your back bends first until your back gets stronger, and then you can use the bigger side. If you are like, I don't know about the spine corrector, the ladder barrel will be my next choice for you. Like, I just think that that plus the reformer, oh, they go hand in hand. I get on my spine corrector or my ladder barrel before I get my reformer almost every time I do my reformer because I just love training my thoracic spine before I get on and do my 100. So, yeah. Yes, if you have a ladder barrel, should you get a spine corrector? Yes, absolutely. There are things you cannot do on the ladder barrel that you can do on the spine corrector. So, for example, the leg series, Patty, so good for strengthening your core and your center. Because you can do the arm series on the ladder barrel. It's a big back bend, but you can do it. But you can't do the leg series. Also, you can do for your body, Patty, swimming, swan, and grasshopper are going to be way more accessible on the spine corrector than swimming is going to be fine on the ladder barrel, but the swan, you might have to do the prep for right now, and grasshopper is going to be way too big of a back bend for you. So I would prefer you to be on the spine corrector for that. Plus, you get to practice your teasers on your spine corrector. You can't do that on the ladder barrel. You can practice your hip circles. You can't do that on the ladder barrel. I mean, some people do, but it's not the same. So I would say absolutely, there's not going to be so many redundancies between those two that you're going to feel like you wasted your money. Yeah, thanks you. Yeah. So you guys. Yes, Shills. I think I know Shills and Swan. It's really funny. Our friend Gordon from Seattle, he just wants to do Swan on the ladder barrel every time he's with a teacher. I saw him in Rio, and every single video he has posted, he is working with a different amazing colleague of mine doing Swan on the ladder barrel. It's hilarious. I'm like, there are other things. But we all have our exercise. We're like, dude, I want to get better at this. That being all said, like I just think everyone needs a barrel of some kind. So if you pick one of these three and then you happen to have a C shaper, you cannot go wrong as long as you use them. You have to use them and you can't just use it one time a week. It takes, I think you can get so much out of 5 minutes on a barrel. Like in 5 minutes, you could do the arm series. In 8 minutes, you could do arm and leg series. I mean, name a full body workout that you can do in under 10 minutes. Name one. Like it's just so good. I got on this when we were traveling. I didn't have my 1 pound weights. I did this in Idaho after about a week and a half not being able to get on my barrels. The next day, I was like, oh my God, my upper back is so sore in such a good way. After I stretched it out, it was all gone. But I was just like, what did I do? Oh, I did my barrel work. I reversed the curve. Yeah, big fan. Awesome, you guys. Well, thank you for hanging out with me this Sunday. Thank you for this amazing question. Keep them coming. Put them in the comments in any video. We'll put them in the lineup for Sunday's lives. If you're an OPC member, if you have a question about if you're doing the barrel correctly, videotape yourself. Even though don't have barrel classes on OPC, you can absolutely film yourself doing a barrel exercise or two. Submit it to the FFFs, and I will review it. I will take a look at it. All right, loves. I gotta run. That's my dog letting us know it's time. And we'll see you next time. Have an amazing day.